Hey, good morning, folks. Yeah, it's 2:30 in the morning here. Yeah, clock is actually updated. I was going to go to bed. Got a cable guy coming later today, and I just was going through emails. One of them was a bit distressing from somebody who sent a heartfelt note about getting a letter of ineligibility. And it's difficult not to empathize with them, and very frustrating for people who run around and assume or tell lies that there's no empathy for people who receive these letters. That's actually not true. There's a great deal of empathy. This is the reason why I made several videos since February. I think I made 4 specifically about this and talked frequently about the fact that there will be ineligibility letters coming, or denial letters, whatever you want to call them. I tried to warn people. I tried to tell people to be realistic. And when the letters came, a number of people became abusive and attacked me, as if it's my fault that they're ineligible. I'm not responsible for their actions, or what they said or did or didn't do, or what their status is or isn't. That's on them, not on me. Most people have been abusive. Some have been desperate, begging for help, in tears, and it's difficult to listen to voice notes from grown men who now can't take their families to the States. But this day was going to come, and I always warned about it. It doesn't make it any easier to take the blow. Professor G has talked about leftists in the State Department sabotaging this program. That's his suspicion. That may very well be true, but I have no evidence of that, and I don't do things based on a lack of evidence. I need at least something to go on there, and I have no evidence of that. I do have evidence of people in refugee agencies who are leftists who intentionally harm refugees. Church World Service in Rochester, in Tampa. Well, some people in Church World Service in Tampa actually help people. And we talked earlier today with someone in Georgia who has Church World Service and has a great case officer. So anyway, I did my night owls and ended it a while ago. And my view on it was that my disappointment in humanity, the way some people behave. Reading the messages, someone asking for a question about whether they can leave the States once they're here, and answering it to the best of my ability. Another one, which was a menacing, harassing threat from someone who misbehaved in chat. One of my moderators blocked them, I believe. I don't even know what their problem is. They began attacking me and being insulting, so they were removed. No idea what this person's problem is. I didn't know who the person was, but they sent me a threatening email, and now they've revealed who they are. And they threaten to watch my content and tell everything to Miss Heartburn. Feel free to do that. My question is, why are you watching the content if it bothers you so much? If it bothers you so much, get a hobby. And just be aware that your threats are forwarded to a law firm. And if you think you can hide in South Africa with your abusive behavior, you're mistaken. And the same thing for folks here in America. So, back to the message that pulled at the heartstrings. As a person who is very disappointed, and understandably so. I don't think most people realize what goes into this, how much effort and time is put into this, and how much really, really goes into this. And quite frankly, I got to tell you, I'm really sick of these nasty people. I've let a lot of it roll off my back. We've joked about it. We've ignored these people. Miss Heartburn was completely ignored for 4 months while she slandered me and stole all my content, making her videos almost exclusively from content that I did. Yeah. But I've had enough. I really have had enough of these people. And I can afford attorneys. So, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. Yeah, so maybe it's time to do that. The condescending asshattery from that fool, impugning my military service and my combat tours while she was sitting on her fat ass in America, living a life of luxury, and I was away from family, living in a foxhole, getting shot at, not eating for days on end, never know if I'm coming home, and listen to these people. Yeah, no, well, not just her. There's others, and I'm talking about people in South Africa. There are a few people in South Africa who may find themselves in very serious legal jeopardy very soon. I don't need this bullshit, and these people, their behavior is reprehensible. Enough of it, Yep. Hi, Bia. I'm a little down at the moment after reading these emails from people who are disappointed. But it was very nice to receive an email from someone who's an adult and didn't take out their frustrations on me and express their concerns. It was good to see that there are adults left in the room, and it gives me hope. But I'm really disappointed in so much humanity. As I've said before, people being desperate is one thing, but people being disrespectful. She's not desperate except for attention. She's been attacking me for a year. Never even talked about that idiot. Didn't even know who she was, and her little sycophants. And then this other person who's been attacking me. I actually did the person a favor today. Several people came to me and said, "Hey, what's this?" I didn't know what it was. I never even saw it. Person made some attack videos against me and slandered me over a month ago or 2 months ago, and I didn't pay attention to it. But several people contacted me today and said, "Hey, what's this all about?" And at least a handful of those people told me they reported that person. Well, I went and looked, and there were nasty videos, and so I asked that they be removed. Did the person a favor. Instead, they've threatened me now. They've threatened me, and not a good move. Not a good move. Hey, Giraffe, how's it going? Yes, Charles, for content, that's correct. Hey, Mick Wolf, how you doing? Anyway, so yeah, after reading that email, which was so, I don't want to say heartbreaking, but it certainly was difficult to hear that from people. Yeah, it's, I don't know, 40 years of helping South Africans in Africa. I guess I'm reaching the point where I ask myself, is it worth my time and effort? Is it worth it? Really, is it really worth it? I mean, some of these people are just really nasty human beings. I don't know who raised them, what they're all about. If you don't like the content on this channel, if it hurts your feelings, if you don't like the words here, why are you here? Why are you here? And why are you so bumhurt? Well, I don't know. Can I share the email? You mean the one where I was threatened? Or the one where I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling concerned about the person, where's it at? Yeah. The person asked me to step into their shoes and said, "Please don't bite my head off." Well, I'm not going to bite your head off. You're not being rude to me. Yep. Person said that the refugee program came like a knight in shining armor for minority groups. And it meant so much to so many people. Jumped on it like children in a Christmas tree. And used my words, said, "Do whatever you have to get the interviews." Well, yeah. If you're a person who's eligible and you want to come over, then do what you have to. Go do the interview. I think that's not a verbatim quote. Maybe it is, but I'm sure I said words to that effect. Anyway, the question is, why didn't they deny us immediately and not continue wasting your tax dollars on the program? And this person got called back for a second medical. And why didn't USCIS tell you there and then? Probably, and this is what's difficult for people to understand, is that because you weren't deemed ineligible at the time you were called back for a second medical. For some reason, you were deemed ineligible after that, most likely. I appreciate where people are coming from, but, it's like I explained to someone last night in an email when I was answering email last night. None of them brought me down. There were no threats last night in my emails that I read. Excuse me, they're probably there, but I didn't see any last night. But last night when I read emails, I wasn't down or morose after reading the emails, but tonight I'm a little down and certainly a bit morose about this. A top secret sensitive compartment information clearance investigation for somebody like me takes typically 18 months or longer just to investigate. Now, I already have clearance. I already read on the programs, not at the moment, but I mean, yeah, I was already read on the programs, and it still takes 1.5 to 2 years to do an investigation. I said from the very beginning that derogatory information can turn up at any time, and it doesn't even have to be derogatory. It can be something that makes you ineligible for another reason that's not derogatory. And I did say that refugees are vetted better than anyone except for people who hold a clearance. I mean, I didn't equivocate on that. I didn't mislead. I said that from the very beginning. I really did. Yeah, virtual Western Cape, people attacking me. But this goes beyond that. This goes before that. People were trying to shine by attacking others. I find it hilarious, the comments I read earlier the night owls earlier, of people on the Heartburn group who are attacking Professor G and making false claims. He didn't know about the I-602. Of course he knew about the I-602. He's an immigration attorney. He discussed these things with me previously, privately. I mean, it's ridiculous. Miss McLucky Luke says, it's so weird that people are like this. I mean, it's not the colonel that denies us. He just helped us try to understand why attack him. Yeah, I had to spend $6,000 just to get the interview and others even more. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. No, and the email is a person who didn't attack me. This is a person that's with the Hadidas and is very considerate. And I feel very bad that this person got a denial letter. Yep. Mick Wolf says, with or without the program, I enjoy your content and you as a person. Well, thank you so much for that, Mick. Yeah. Look, you can't please everybody, and you shouldn't try to please everybody. But the criminal conduct of some people, menacing, harassing, and threatening people, these are criminal acts. These are criminal acts. Hey, Michael Sneman, what's up? And there are criminals in South Africa who are committing these acts every day. And there are people here committing criminal acts too in the U.S., and it's really a shame to see. Anyway, look, I didn't come here to moan about this. I just wanted to say some people just don't take accountability for their own stupidity and dumb mistakes. Well, that may be the case in some things, but the one thing that I found interesting in the email about the person who I have this empathy for is that they said that it's obvious why they got an ineligibility letter, which I'm puzzled. Maybe I misunderstood the comment, because if it's obvious to why you're ineligible, why would you attach so much hope to something that you have a slim chance of getting? I don't understand that. That's what I'm trying to come to understand. And I may have just misunderstood the person. Sammy says, we're responsible for ensuring the consequences of mistakes, whether past or present. And oops, you took your message down. No one can put that on me. No, but they do put it on me. People want to blame me for their denial letters. And 3 or 4 months ago, when I was telling people about denial letters, it was the Heartburn group who attacked me for being the prophet of doom, for frightening people by telling them that there were going to be ineligibility letters. Why are you doing that? You're harming the program. By being honest with people. And then I did it again the next month and said, these things will be coming. It's just a matter of time. Some people will be ineligible. It's the nature of this. Do you think every Somali gets through? It may seem like it, but they don't. Do you think every Kyrgyz gets through? They don't. You're glad I'm live now. Why is that? People don't think there's any consequence for acting, especially in social media. I'm willing to bet. I'd almost put money on it, even though I don't bet, that there are a number of people who are ineligible because of their actions in social media. Yep. It's, anyway. Anita says, my humble opinion is you should not waste money on trips south Africa. Continue your podcast as most of us watch you for the news, general information, and opinions. Well, Anita, I've always gone to South Africa. I love South Africa. It's an amazing country. These people aside who behave like that. It's an amazing country. Yep. I wasn't taught about coming to South Africa. Verna says, being a bit silent online and having a mundane life probably helped get together. And Charles says, thank you for banning my account, Facebook. Blessing in disguise. Oh, gotcha. We all know some people think they're safe behind their screens, so they wouldn't surprise me, Colonel. They deny it because of a post or two. No, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Coming to the U.S. is not easy. I'm into week 3 now. This is not a holiday, not a free ride. It's stressful, and you are starting from scratch. It's something to consider carefully. And Virtual Western Cape, did I not tell people that from the very beginning? I told people that this will divide families, and I even had concrete examples. I met Barry when I was in South Africa last year in Hermanus, and Barry was coming. His wife didn't want to come. He sat there right in front of her and told me and the whole group of people at the hotel that he's coming. She stays, she stays. He's coming to America as long as it gets approved, yeah. When did you send me the message, Mick Lucky Luke? When did you send it? Hey, Stan, what's up? B.A.B. says, I'm sorry you're carrying the weight of the denial letters. I don't believe it's fair for one person to be blamed for the entire process. Well, I shouldn't be blamed for anything. Anything. But thank you for I shouldn't be blamed for anything. I'm not responsible for the conduct of any of these folks. Sammy says, I'm embarrassed about how South African aspirants are behaving. You're solid gold to me. Thank you for your service. You're welcome, Sammy. Yeah, but it's not just South Africans. It's also the heartburn crowd that's over here and their behavior. Mick says, tough to block out the negativity. You mean a lot to us. Your transparency and honesty, as well as all the info and your opinion on things actually help me in everyday life. Well, thank you, Mick. That's my pleasure. I try to help people. It's just amazing how selective people are. But I mean, I suppose if you're going to lie about someone, you're going to omit the truth, right? Well, just another girl, I couldn't sleep. I read some emails, one that distressed me, another one threatened me, one that needs to be sent to an attorney, to a law firm. Yeah, I didn't send it yet, but I will forward it to a law firm if the person persists. Yep. Yep. Rust Monkey said he was asked about comments about Israel when it was attacked on October 7th. They asked me about a post I made. Wow. Yep. Huh. Sunday and yesterday. Is it under that name or is it under some other name? Mick Lucky. Mick. I don't see anything under that name. Oh, okay. Dude, I got like 100 Andres that write to me. Well, if this is you from Andre, you sent me something about the story about hundreds of letters going out. If that's you, Andre, yeah, that's true. They did. Stan says, I want to thank Colonel for what you do for all of us. Well, Stan, in your case, you know very well that, this isn't negative directed at you, but you do know that you and your family surprised me, and there was some confusion there, and I really went out of my way and burned a lot of time to try to ensure that I meet with you because I felt guilty that you came so far to meet me, all the way down to PE. And I met you, and then you wanted to meet again, and I rearranged my schedule to meet with you, and in fact, we could figure out because you were located further down. You can attest to that. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that at all. Because you missed the meet and greet. So, but you can attest to that. People hear what they want to hear and what suits their narrative. Exactly. Damaged people do crappy things. Hey, Light Rain, how's it going, man? What's Washington like these days? I don't know why. I know you're in the Seattle area. You've told me that the last time, but I always think that you're in Spokane for some reason. Oh, excuse me. Can't sleep, but I can yawn. Don't worry about mean people. I just wonder, if it's worth it. But I know it's worth it. There's some great people. I recorded about a 10-minute video about this, but in the end, I didn't post it because it felt like I was whining. But I wasn't. I listened to it. You reap what you sow. Own your past. Be truthful, and your turn will come. But don't be temperamental and deny because they didn't follow my advice. Yep. Well, one of the things I find frustrating is that, like, people have sold everything. I don't understand that. And what's really irritating for me is that people who didn't watch my program or didn't listen to my advice then come back and blame me because they were ineligible for the program. I mean, if you'd been listening to my advice, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have sold your home. You wouldn't have canceled your lease. You wouldn't have quit your job. You wouldn't have sold your cars. You would have waited and continue with your life, decluttered, continue with your life, prepared. And if you got approved, you would go. And you would scramble to get rid of everything last minute. I mean, that's the path. Oh, you missed the other one, Elmer. Okay. Hey, Neil. Oh, you're in Wales. Well, guess what, Neil? The Welsh will be visiting South Africa Saturday. They're playing the Springboks. They're playing the Springboks in South Africa this weekend. Oops, I missed somebody there. Zooster. Burning Midnight. Well, the 3 a.m. will. And I'm getting a headache. Rusty says, Colonel, do you think there's people in the embassy or that do these interviews that deny people on purpose because they feel like it is Karens in the embassy that will hurt people? No, first off, don't blame the embassy. The embassy has nothing to do with this. Folks, I've said that many times. Some of you are newer to the program. The U.S. Embassy has nothing to do with this. USCIS. All the embassy does is provide logistical support and diplomatic facilitation. That's all they do. The ambassador has nothing to do with these cases. The charge d'affaires has nothing to do with these cases. The political officer has nothing to do with the defense attaché has nothing to do with these cases. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. They don't process them. They don't handle them. They provide the communication systems. They provide the transportation. They provide the country clearance. They provide force protection, protect these people while they're in country. That's what they do. But they don't have anything to do with this. The embassy has nothing to do with this. That's why I try to tell people all along, the U.S. Embassy has nothing to do with this. It doesn't matter whether there's people in the embassy that hate Afrikaners or don't hate Afrikaners. They have no role in this. This is USCIS, U.S. Customs Immigration Service. That's who's responsible for this. And their subsidiary, Church World Service. And Church World Service is subsidiary, the Regional Support Center based in Nairobi. Shireen says, learning so much from your channel that I'm building an arsenal of facts to help me with my application. I'm being pragmatic about it. That frisson of excitement is hard to temper. Okay? You are my company when I'm on my own. Oh, Neil, that's cool. Okay, Tertius, you've been keeping me sane throughout the process and the ongoing delay in approvals through the loss caused by participating in the program. Thanks for being an honest cornerstone. Well, I'm sorry to hear you had a loss, Tertius. Jason says, it's sad about our people's actions. Many that have already come over think they are owed everything. Stop watching the Cafe Clutch since I got over because of the toxicity. Well, we get rid of people when they're being toxic, yep. Yep. Emerencia says, keep shining as bright as you always do. The truth can't stay hidden. You have always been true and honest. Thank you. How does some people not see that? Maybe because they're malign actors? Is that what it is? Maybe these people are just malicious people to begin with, Again, people who comment about what I have to say and don't like what I say, then why would you watch this? Why would you watch this? Zero sympathy for those who jump the gun and sell everything before they actually know yes or no. I mean, Colonel Church World Service, someone says, well, in fact, I got the email. I got the email, I got the email from one of my viewers who sent me the email. That's not what I want. Okay, denial letters. And I saw one of these emails for the first time. I'd never seen these emails before. Where the hell's it at? Oh, it should be here. I don't see it now. Come on. Where? Oh, there it is. The 2 to 4 week travel message. It says, we strongly recommend you do not make significant changes to your personal circumstances, such as vacating your current housing. I don't know how long that's been included in the email, but it's right there. It's right there in the email, folks. I don't know how long that's been the case, but it's certainly there. It's right there in the email. Why would anyone do that? No, Rasta Monkey, but it's important. Words matter, and it's not the embassy, because people forever have been saying the embassy, and I've told them all along it's not the embassy. Again, folks, I worked in multiple embassies. I worked in, 9 embassies in Africa, 8 or 9 embassies in them, lived there, worked there daily. And I've been to close to 40, or if not, close to 40 embassies in Africa, plus Europe, been to embassies all over the Middle East too. Mick says, what's your favorite music? ABBA. Greatest band ever. Dancing Queen, young and sweet, only 17. Everybody can do that guy. Night is young and the music's hot. Little bit of rock music. Waterloo, think of me, baby, whenever you. I loved ABBA. Yeah. No, I listen to all kinds of music. I like reggae. I like pop. I like classical music. Yeah. I love all kinds of music. Handel's Water Music Suite is my favorite piece of classical music of all time. Hope you feel, what's that? Better after this live stream. You deserve a humongous medal covered in diamonds. What you do. Thank you for that, Jaretha. Hey, Keith Alderson's in from the UK. You've enjoyed a quiet part of our British Isles. I'm in Coventry. No, Coventry is amazing. And Keith is a great host. I should tell you that. Keith is a great host. Keith, I've been there, 2 or 3 times to see you. I'm trying to remember. We went to the space thing the one time, didn't we? That was with you, wasn't it? And you took me to Coventry and took me to that castle. Virtual Western Cape. Hey, good morning, Dean. Something pulled me out of the fiery pit of despair and hopelessness. Yep. I wonder if certain people have a hearing filter. You know what, Pat? I think there's some truth. Let me get something to drink, because I feel like I'm getting sick all of a sudden. Hope I'm not getting sick. A sinus, all of a sudden. I haven't been around anybody, so. Oh, that's nice and cold. You helped me just before you went live because my son arrived in El Paso on his own. Couldn't find his casework without any hesitation. We're still waiting to join him. Ah, yes, Dorothy. I did. I don't even know you from Eve, do I? Yep, I remember that. And your son was partly responsible because he hadn't flown before. He didn't know he's supposed to leave the baggage area and go outside. And the agent didn't think to go ask her or to have him paged. And so I reached out and found the agent. Yep, see, I forgot about that. What do I think about the bulky week nonsense? I haven't really covered that story. Ronaldo sent me a link to it. I'll try to get around to it if I have time this week. Well, thank you for that, Dorothy. I forgot about that, Yeah. And the people stranded in Frankfurt. Yeah, we've helped so many people. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you think about... Okay. 100 people. Yeah, leave a like. Yeah, that'd be nice. Can we get a like? We got 56 likes. That's something. 5 months minimum. That has been the case. I got that email in January. Liesl says, thanks for all you do. You're very welcome. Arthur says, we're grateful regardless. Well, thank you, Arthur. I know someone took the kids out of school. They were denied. Now the kids need to repeat the year. Yeah, I told people not to take your kids out of school. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I don't understand that. There has to be a reason why those people are deemed ineligible. I personally feel those people must know why. Criteria set on black and white. Well, I also believe so, just another girl. And blaming me because you're denied doesn't make any sense. And blaming me isn't going to change it. So, I mean, that's the silly thing. Blaming me isn't going to change it. Yes, Elmarie, you're right. It's the high trees that catch the wind. Please keep what you're doing. Well, thank you, Elmarie. I enjoy your company, too. Be in Wales mid-August. We can plan something once the ducks are in a row. Okay. Wow. Keith is going to Wales. What are you doing, man? The English have already conquered Wales. Why are you going down there, Keith? Carlos, I learned a lot from you. Never questioned news before I started watching you, which is strange because of the work I do. Carlos, it is strange. And actually, Carlos, sometime next week, I need to reach out to you, okay? About the conduct of some South Africans. You may be able to point me in the right direction, okay? So stay tuned, Carlos. I'll be reaching out to you next week, probably. Michael Stamen says, your contents make a world of difference for all of us, and your singing, my singing. Another thing they attack. It seems that when trying to state your case at UCS, there are certain buzzwords or phrases they're actually looking for, and because we're not prone to self-pity, we miss them. ABBA funded the ANC? No, I don't know that, Ian. How did ABBA fund the ANC? Yes, the Starbucks is back, and it's cold. Handel's Messiah is your favorite. Okay. Okay. Well, Handel's Water Music Suite is my favorite. Messiah is good, though. Mick Wolf says, what are the people in Utah like? Well, I mean, by and large, they're lovely people. I mean, they're Mormons, people of faith, most of them, not all. There's other denominations there, but that's the capital. That's the home of the Mormons. That's where they moved to, out to the desert in Utah, and they formed a country, Deseret. It was an independent country briefly. So my experience with people from Utah is lovely. Courtney McBride is out there. I don't see Courtney anymore. Now that he's married, he's never on the channel anymore. Have I heard rendition The Sound of Silence? No, Hoppity? That doesn't sound familiar. Stan says, yes, Colonel, thank you for that and what you do and the time you spend on all this. I just wish that everyone realized that it's not you and the people that make decisions. It's not your fault. Well, but whether it's the decision or not, it's also people's behavior is just reprehensible. I know someone that was arrested for DUI in Southern, and he was honest about it on his application. He was asked about it, and now they're just waiting for a flight date. Yeah, well, and see, that's the thing, and that's the thing that makes no sense to me, because there are several people here in the States who came in on the broadcast when I talked about the ineligibility letters on the 30th of June for 3 hours. That was epic. And a lot of disappointment. 7% of the people, so 126 people, said they had, ineligibility letters that day. We had 18,000 people, or 16,000 people watch, 1,800 answer the poll, and 126 had letters that day. There were several people, because people were saying, that they were honest about their drug use, and now they've received a denial. Well, there were people in the chat said they were honest about their drug use, and they're here. They told the truth about their drug use, and they're in America. Several people said that. And there are other people. I had someone say that, well, we were honest. We have a safe haven passport. Now we're not there. Well, we know that people with safe haven passports have come over as long as the primary applicant is a qualified person. So a lot of people saying things, there's got to be another reason why they're ineligible. Keith said, been great meet and chat with Explorer with you. Yes, the Space Center, you're coming. Got me. Oh, yeah. So that was incredible, wasn't it? And I'm glad I could still walk then. Keith. I mean, that was not a challenge for me to climb up on those walls and walk around there. Warwick was awesome. If you go to Coventry, you got to go to Warwick Castle, which is not too far away. And get Keith to take you there. He's a good tour guide. And the space place is pretty cool, too. But Warwick Castle is better. Okay. Better than the original, right? Oh, 112 people, only 56. Okay. We matter now. Welcome. Mike, what's going on? You've got insomnia. Wow. What are you doing up, Mike, at 3 a.m.? Mike is near Philly. He's not too far away. Carl Erasmus, see you impressed you. Your hands full with a certain sketchy character. Well, that's just one of them. I've got people threatening me. I received a threatening email earlier. Someone threatened me. So, yep. There's a person who was rude in the chat, and one of my moderators timed them out or blocked them from the channel. I don't recall exactly what it was. And so they went on a rampage and started attacking me on comments on my videos, saying things completely random, and then going on to Ronaldo's chat and attacking me. So, pulmonary embolism for my flight to USA took 2 months to make its way to my lung. Emergency care was amazing. I got diagnosed fast. Well, thank goodness you didn't die, Jason. Wow, pulmonary embolism, that could be deadly. We'll do a live interview with you. Well, yeah, of course, Dan. I would kind of expect that, and the kids too. Pizza Party saying, please rest. He will contact for an interview. He's working night shifts. Okay, that's fine, Dorothy. That's great. Okay. Shireen's first time you ever been able to catch a live broadcast. Wow. Hoppity says, Starbucks is yum yum. Well, I asked, I know metal is not for everyone, but some hit for... No, I don't like metal. No, that's one music I don't like. Five Finger Death. I'm techno's okay, but only if I'm in a nightclub. Well, thank you, Lee Brew, for subscribing. Yeah, only if I'm in a nightclub. But otherwise, techno doesn't do it for me. Made themselves U.S. target with a plan of theirs to get to down Starlink in summer, prove that China's supplying Russia. I didn't see that, Pat Meister. Where'd you see that at? I haven't seen the news yet this morning. Well, we didn't feel sorry for ourselves. Told the truth, stated our case, and we were approved. So it's just another girl. Debbie says, popping in. Why are you not sleeping? Debbie, you are popping in. You missed the start of this. After I went off air, I went through emails, and one was very sad and depressing from someone who's from the Hadidas, and I read it, and I really felt bad, but I spent about 40 minutes responding to it, trying to be empathetic to the person. They were not abusive. They were very respectful and polite, but then I found an abusive email from someone who's threatening me, and now they've identified themselves. Before I didn't know who they were. Now I know who they are. Yeah. Carlos says, you're more than welcome. Okay, thanks, Carlos. Okay. Garrett Bazidenhout says, hi, sir. Thank you for all the information. It makes it easy. We'll like to meet you one day. Thank you in person. Still waiting for your first contact. Okay, well, Garrett, where are you at? It's 2 a.m. I'm cooking mince. What madness is this? That is kind of mad. I'm releasing my favorite songs on Spotify. What do you mean by that, Hoppity? Releasing them? I don't have copyright for those things. Are you talking about my songs, my AI songs? They're on Spotify. Oh, you're outside Bellingham. Yeah, no. But Light Rain, for some reason, before that refugee, I thought you were in Spokane. That's why I said, hey, you should get in touch with Light Rain. He's in Spokane. I don't know why I thought you were in Spokane. Maybe we were talking about Spokane or something like that. Because I stayed at the Air Force Base there. Is it Fairchild Air Force Base? I'm trying to remember. Back in 1989, when I went across the country before I came back in active duty, when I was a reserve lieutenant after getting commissioned, I stayed at Spokane Air Force Base. And when I was there, it was amazing. It was amazing. I'm trying to remember if it was there or it was McCord. I think it was McCord, but one of them I went to watch Weekend at Bernie's. I laughed so hard. That movie. It was so funny at the time. Weekend at Bernie's. I laughed. I almost wet myself. Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, but it might have been McCord Air Force Base, but Fairchild was gorgeous. That's where the B-52s, one of them blew up and crashed there. Not when I was there, though. The foundation of the program is honesty. Be truthful throughout your interview and answer every question openly if someone is unwilling to do that. Yep. You think Marine Le Pen will win the elections in France? No. I think that they'll either attempt to kill her, try to make her ineligible again, or they will team up like they always do, the left and the center, to stop her. I'd like to see her win. Speaking of Spokane, I actually got an email the other day saying that I was subscribed to a community newsletter. I've never heard of Spokane before. That's interesting. Well, Mick Wolf, yes, they could deny you do your medical results if you have an infectious disease. Are you saying if you have cancer or something like that? No, they're not going to deny you for that. They'll deny you for drug use. They'll deny you for an infectious disease like tuberculosis that's active. But they're not going to deny you for medical reasons. No, we've had people come over that have been assisted by a physician. We paid to have a physician accompany them to America on their flight. Don't you need sleep? I think so, Road Captain Kev, but I'm not sure. Been trying to get a Zim friend over from South Africa, but would you believe immigration where they might overstay thousands cross-channel? Yeah, no, I know, because it happens to people from South Africa, from Botswana, from Namibia, going up there. It happens all the time. There's 3 ineligible cases, got to continue with the program, apparently. What are you talking about, Last Domino? It is 3 a.m. here, George. 3 a.m. The threats, people need to be referred to law enforcement if they threaten you. Name and shame the people abusing you. Colonel, we don't know the truth of the people who are denied as they themselves know the truth. From the start, I said on the platforms, just listen to the Colonel and you'll be good to go. Hey, Jerome. Business Tech, my brother's reporting this morning. Let me just go to Business Tech. For some reason, I can't open YouTube on my browser here. I don't know what's going on all of a sudden. Business. Everything else is opening. Business Tech, let's see. What am I looking for again now? I forgot. 3 trillion rand fund suspended. CEO. What am I looking for again? No, I forgot. Pat Meister's the one that told me that. So let me go back to Pat up here. Boy, if I ever go bald, it's going to be weird because I have all this thick hair up here and I'm feeling around. It's like, if I get a bald spot, it's going to drive me crazy. I don't see where Pat rode earlier, so I'll have to come back down here. Wait till we're all in the OCO start on the bulk team. Well, we already have lots of South Africans on our team. No rest for general. Wyatt, you had a song with the lyrics "Take Me Back to KZN," which was super catchy. I don't remember which one that is, Max. Is it worth it while to ask immigration if I'm coming to work on the ship's end this month? Mark, that question makes no sense. Is it worthwhile to ask immigration? What are you going to ask immigration? I don't understand that. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense to me. If I get accepted or judged, I want to say thank you so much for everything you do. You're a truly amazing human being. Well, thank you so much for that, Rusty Monkey. The pilot was reckless and had a history. I drove straight into the ground. What are you guys talking about? You talking about the German wings flight that flew into the mountain in France? You are South Africa. Mark, I mean, what? You are I'm sorry. Hey, Sammy. Yeah, I was sad at the beginning of this stream, Taretha. Thank you. Yep, I was. Received a link posted by that. Okay. All right. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See there. Yeah. Hey, Chris Aylers. How you doing, man? Yeah, it's a bit late. Well, this is the second one this evening. Proud of East London has been home. Joe Burke has been home for past 8 years. Colonel, I WhatsApped you the post about 3 cases. Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Last Domino. Okay. Okay. Oh, there it is. I'm not going to watch her video. I'll just take your word for it. There's no evidence there. Did she present documents or messages or confirmation tickets or something, or is she just prattling on? Last Domino. Oh, the BRICS link. Okay, well, I don't see anything here about BRICS. Thank you. It's the BRICS thing. I forgot. There's nothing here about BRICS in business tech. Who'd you say the other one was? My Broadband? Let me try My Broadband. Let's see if that gives me something. Oh, South African allies allegedly in plot. That isn't on business tech. At least not mine. So this is the one you're talking about. Okay, that's the story you're talking about. Wow. Wow. SpaceX's satellite network is a primary means of communication on Ukraine's battlefields. 40,000 Starlink terminals to Ukraine since 2022. Wow. Well, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I've been home the last 8 years, Carl. Okay. Good morning, Christian Ehlers. Okay. Stone Cold Steve Austin persona. Dion Seeley says you need rest. South African allies allegedly secret plot weekend at Mitch McConnell's. Yeah, weekend at Bernie's, weekend at Mitch McConnell's. That's a good one, man. They are. Thank you. Now I have a bit of fun music. Okay, plowed right into the ground. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about there. Thomas Wabenga. Long time since you were in Dallas. I'm at my moonlight shift. Everything's going on. I moved to the U.S. so far success since we last met. Thomas, I don't know who you are. Are you the one that works in the hotel? Oh, wait, no, I know who Thomas is. You moved from Maine, right, Thomas? Sorry, I haven't seen that in a long time. I'm not used to seeing that. Am I talking to the right person? The one that moved from Maine? Had to deal with a break-in on Sunday. Ugh. Nothing's stolen. I still love and appreciate you. Keep your head high. Well, why wouldn't you, Christy? Mark, okay. Mark, I don't know what you're asking, brother. Are you asking about how the process works? It's not immigration. It's a refugee program. You have to be eligible, and there are many conditions for eligibility. You have to be in South Africa. You have to be a South African national. You have to be a Afrikaner ethnicity or a racial minority. You have to be suffering from being able to articulate past persecution or genuine fear of future persecution. You cannot be a habitual drug user. If you have a serious criminal record, that can make you ineligible. If you have a safe haven passport, that can, yep. Oh, there you go. Hey, Thomas. It's been a long time since I've seen you in Dallas. That's like February. So Mark, if you fall in those categories and you believe you're eligible, nothing would make you ineligible, and you want to leave South Africa and come to the U.S., then you have to go to the U.S. Embassy website in South Africa, za.usembassy.gov. And on that website, you go there, and on the right-hand side, that's where it was last time I saw it, it gets moved around. You click on the refugee program, make sure you have a PC or a laptop, and be prepared to spend up to 7 hours answering the questions. Save your work periodically. If you get timed out, you can request a new password, and that's how you do it. Yes, Alan, another night owls, a bonus. Thank you for who you are. I respect everything you do. Your channel is the only truth. Remember, the Wyatt Army stands behind you. Yeah, I wrote another song, which I'm going to debut next week. This one's I'm holding back. I did two versions of it. I did a country and a reggae. So I'm going to hold this song. Hey, Malcolm, what's up, man? How's the boat? I'm going to hold this song. We got all kinds of OGs in here tonight. Malcolm and Keith Alderson are in here. Light Rain is in here. Wow. I have a song that's a special one. I'll release it next week. I'm going to make a video to go along with it, but I already have the electrons. So, yep. I'm going to release that next week. So I'm going to hold that one back. I might write other songs in the meantime, but this is a special one, and I'm going to release it next week. Cool beans. Thank you, Debbie. It's very kind of you. Mark Wilson. Okay, did I understand what you were looking for, Mike? Okay, it sounds like I did. Yeah, your messages were kind of cryptic. That may not have been your intent, but it was difficult to divine what you're looking for there. Okay. My daughter and her husband applied for the program separately because they were not married. They sent the date of marriage to let them know they're getting married on the 6th of July. Okay, Adele. I don't know whether their case is linked, and I'm not sure how that worked. Okay. Carl says the U.S. CIS interview was a really nice guy. Cool. Huh. SpaceX now has 10,400 satellites in low Earth orbit. Wow. You haven't emailed me, but you will. Okay. I'm not sure. I forget what you were going to email me about. Anyway, look, it's disheartening. So this has kind of irritated me, and that's another reason why I went live instead of just posting a short video. I find this really irritating that people think that I don't have empathy for those who received ineligibility letters. But again, it's difficult to have that empathy with any degree of sincerity beyond a certain point, because I don't know what made people ineligible. I mean, look, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I mean, what if I go out of my way to help somebody and it turns out they're a pedo? And they didn't tell me, and I didn't know, but the U.S. government found out. What if I never did anything wrong, or I didn't do anything. I'm not a bad person. Well, I believe you, only to find out that you're a habitual debtor. You never pay your bills. People are going to take that and twist that, but they don't just make people ineligible. Professor G thinks that there's leftists that are intentionally making people ineligible, but given how few letters went out, and I know some people are going to say, what do you mean few? There's hundreds that went out. Yeah, but tens of thousands, if not a few 100,000 people applied for this program. Given that number of applicants, the number of letters is remarkably low so far. There'll be more. If they were intentionally preventing people from coming over, there'd be a lot more people rejected. The one thing that might be an indication that they're intentionally slowing things down is how few people are coming over, gumming up the works. That's possible. But, 500 or 800 or 1,000 letters out of tens or hundreds of thousands, it just doesn't seem plausible. I mean, sometimes you have to use common sense when you make allegations or you spread conspiracy theories. Yaki Fundaventus says, appreciate all that you do. Thank you, Yaki. Your son-in-law got denied on the 30th because he has dual citizenship. We don't know what to do now. Okay, Del, the penny just dropped. Okay, the penny just dropped. Did you run out of space? Because you're just now telling me the full story. I'm guessing you ran out of space in the first chat. So your daughter and your son-in-law weren't married. They both applied, and he has dual citizenship. Well, he's ineligible. That's why I got a letter. What she needs to do now, as they're married, is get him added to the case. It'll probably slow down her case. But in that case, Adele, I need you to do me a favor. Adele, one of the moderators here, put my email address here, okay? Yeah, I got your daughter's approved. Well, don't panic. Your daughter may have to wait longer to go over. She wants her new husband to come. I need Adele to get an email address. Put in the subject line, all caps, son-in-law denied, daughter approved, okay? See, because people are spreading stories like that, not you, but in these groups, and they're saying it doesn't make any sense. And that was one of the things that was in the email from the person who I have a lot of empathy for, a very respectful email, but that person said, husbands are approved, wives are denied. Well, that's bullshit. That's not true. That's not true. They weren't married. He's ineligible. They should have gotten married sooner. They should have gotten married before they got interviewed. Just go off and get married since they're planning it. But since they waited now too long, they're going to have to go through this process so what I need is for both case numbers and both names. I need the case number of your daughter and of her new husband. And I need, actually, if you could send me if you could get me a copy of his ineligibility letter, that'll have the case number, and send that to my email and put it in the subject line, okay? I can make no promises. I make no promises. But I will try to forward that information to someone in the U.S. government and see if they can look into it, okay? But I won't get an answer, so don't come back and pester me and say, hey, what happened? Because I won't find out unless you tell me. So, but I think what will happen is that he'll be added to her case, and then he's eligible. That's how Werner Stolz came here. He has a German passport, even though he was born in South Africa. His father was born in South Africa. He has a German passport from heritage, and that means he can't come to America. But his wife is an Afrikaner, fully qualified. They live in America. Came over the refugee program. So does that make sense, Adele? Okay. Dems says the same thing. Well, okay, Dems, I can't help you there. Why was your fiance denied? I don't know why. They believe it's because if he has a dual nationality, he's not going to get approved. Could somebody put the email address in there? Oh, there it is. Charles put it in. Okay, Adele, look above this about 1 minute beforehand, about 6 messages above you, and you'll find the email address, okay? Hey, Jeanette. Yeah, just even he wouldn't take it. Heavy fire from Hate Wankers. Colonel's still trying to help. Yeah, no, I always try to help, even when people are abusive. I've helped people who've been abusive to me, and they have no gratitude. You're doing pre-screen interview tomorrow. You're very welcome. Good luck with that. Okay. How long did you wait from your first contact? Is it recent or is it last year? Neil says it makes sense to deny someone the passport. No, I guarantee that's at least a reason why they're ineligible. If there's another reason, I don't know, but that's certainly a reason why. Yep. Yep. This channel has carried us through a lot of uncertainty during this program. We started watching because the program would turn into our only channel for news and factual reporting. I hope for entertainment as well. I hope hey, Dog Breaker, what's going on? Anyway. All right, guys. Yeah, so I just wanted to... Oh, Rugby Vault. Yeah, no, you're way behind. I said that a long time ago. Yep. No, and the attacks keep coming. That person doesn't learn. They keep lying and defaming. Calling somebody names is not defamation. But, misleading people, lying about them is defamation. In April. Oh, that's pretty quickly, the Taurus. Wow. Wow, that's very fast. April, it's July. Congratulations. That's really fast. Cyber Law Insider. Ooh, do you prosecute cyber crimes? Passport issue definitely helped. Yeah. No, it did, Charles. That's such a mess. That was such a mess. Debbie saying go sleep. Okay, I'll go sleep. I'll go sleep. Doing medicals tomorrow. Yo, good morning. How you doing, RVC? Well, thank you, Neil. Yes, no, RVC. I was ready to go to bed, but I read an email that distressed me and another one where someone threatened me. So I just, I couldn't sleep after that. Anyway, yeah. Well, for you guys, it's 8:30 in the morning or 7:30 in the UK. But for me, it's 3:30. People on the West Coast, it's only 12:30, excuse me. You think they've forgotten about you. That's Road Captain Kev. No, that's not necessarily a long time. Remember that my friend who's in Milwaukee was in the 100. Never heard from them from February after he flew to Pretoria. A year later, on February 19th, I contacted him, and then it was 9 weeks before he finished after that. Yes, I help with that. I have a law degree and do digital forensic. Oh, cool. Wow, Cyber Law Insider. You could be my new best friend for the people threatening me, the people committing criminal injuria and defamation. You might be my new best friend. No critical reviewer, not still live. I came back live for another one. What's going on with Super Brew? What do you mean, El Marie? Did something happen? Is something happening with Super Brew? I haven't been there. Oh, what's up? Yeah, but I'm going to boast now. Check out my Super Brew. Was yours better than this? Look, this is my Super Brew this weekend. Check it out. Yeah, bo. Look at that. New Zealand by 21. They won by 30, so I should have picked 4 more points. Australia by 15. They won by 14. I got both points. Ireland by 21. They won by 16. I get both points. England by 5. They won by 68 or 65. And then South Africa by 15. They won by 14. Both points. Argentina by 13. And they won by 14 points. Look at that. Almost perfect. All 6 games and 4 bonus points. I jumped 9 spots in the standings. So what do you mean what happened? What do you mean what happened to Super Brew? Super Brew was awesome for me this week. Let me make next week's picks, okay? What you do? Okay, here's the picks. Okay, all right. Let me see. I'm going to go with New Zealand is at home. I'm going to go with New Zealand over Ireland by 9. Japan and France. Well, France is going to win that one. Even though it's in Japan, I'll pick France by 10. Australia, Italy. Ooh, this is a tough one. Both teams suck. It's in Australia, though. I'm gonna go with Australia by 10. But Australia could lose this game. Fiji and Scotland. I'm picking Scotland by 15. South Africa and Wales. South Africa by 25. Argentina and England. I'm picking Argentina by 7. Okay, there you go. Oh, yes, El Marie. I'm sure I did better than most people. I really jumped up a lot there. Dion says, remember, it's thousands of preachers support you. Thank you so much for that. I recently had the unfortunate experience I had submitted as part of my application as a color person whom I've been friends with for years. What's the unfortunate experience? I don't understand. What's your unfortunate experience? Why is that bad? Am I missing something? I'm clueless on that one. Help me out. Oh, Curry Cup starts on the 17th, 3 days. Pumas, Sharks, Stormers, Griquas. I need to look and see if that shows up. That wasn't showing up in my damn Flow Rugby. I wonder if they got those games on now. Told the officials that she won't support your resettlement. So why did you pick her as a tie? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. No, who's got Curry Cup? No, I'm not going to be able to watch Curry Cup this year. What the hell? What the hell? Huh. Where are the Curry Cup games? They have the rights to it. It's Flow Rugby. Bastards. Encarnacion. Okay, good night. Stan says cheers. Yeah, the messages are mixed up. Using her brown skin to get into America? What the hell is that? So she got to come over in the refugee program and she's acting that way? Wow, that's strange. Yes, Rugby Captain Kev, it's better than getting a denial letter. Or no, they're not denial letters. It's better than getting an ineligibility letter. 100%. Well, Charles, I hope you get some money back too, but I don't think the South African government has anything to give back to you. Rhodesian citizenship. They ask him why he's not going back to Rhodesia. Well, it doesn't exist. I'm not laughing at your friend, Rusty Monkey. I'm laughing at the idiots that ask that question. There's no place known as Rhodesia now, so I can't go back there. Wanted to ask, my U.S. tie lived in California when I started my process. They now up and moved to Texas. No, it's not bad for you, but why are you guys... Look, I got to ask this question. Why do you pick a U.S. tie? What is that all about? Unless you have a family member that's in America, why are you picking U.S. ties? I don't understand that. Not a criticism. I just don't understand it. I've allowed one person to use me as a U.S. tie, but it's somebody I've known for nigh on a decade now. And, why? It's like linking cases. Why are you linking cases? I don't understand that. You're just causing problems for yourselves. It's this. So this is going to come across for people whose feelings get hurt so easily to hurt their feelings. And you know what? I don't care. Because if you take offense, it's your problem. There's no offense given here. Why do some South Africans, have to insist they all have to be in the same place? We have to be together. No, you don't. You have to get out of South Africa. That should be job one. If you're being persecuted, you need to get out. It doesn't matter if you wind up with your wife and kids in Florida and your parents wind up in Nebraska and your brother winds up in Arizona. So what? Somebody will get established. You can visit each other. I mean, I don't get this. And what's especially funny about this is this happens with people who don't even live together in South Africa. One of them lives in Cape Town, another one lives in Eiserfontein, and one lives back in Joburg. And they have to be together in Montgomery, Alabama. Why? Why? No, you are mistaken, Utopia. Apparently you can add a refugee as a U.S. tie. Apparently you can. Family tie, says Rustamonkey. Okay. No. It was a general question, Rustamonkey. See, it's not directed at you. It's just a general question. Yeah, your U.S. tie is refugee family member. Yeah, exactly. It's okay, Utopia. It makes sense that you can't, but in fact you can. No worries. What did you miss, Jean-Bobby John? You missed everything, man. You missed it all. Steph Maritz, my first message on this channel. You're welcome.